Absolutely. Arsenal Football Club is back for the 2021-2022 season of the English Premier League, just as the English Premier League is back as well. Welcome to Hard Facts, today's edition of Hard Facts, originally live from your number one talk news and sports radio station, with 90.3 Nigeria Input. I'm Dio, and it's a Friday edition of the show. Now, Friday edition, thing that makes it extra special today's edition, it's because the very first game of the new season, the new EPL season, 2021-2022 season, kicks off today. And the very first game today, and it's Arsenal who are away at Brentford. Kickoff time is 8 p.m. And once again, the world will start to know world peace when Arsenal is playing. Looking forward to the brand new season, as I'm quite certain that you are as well. And let's look forward to the many gratifying Arsenal moments we're going to be having this season also. And just as well, you want to catch up with Arsenal's success story this season and all the other exhilarating memory-making moments of the EPL this season. Catch all the action with the Sports Gang. Yes, they are back and better. Well, they never went away actually. But as far as the major leagues are back, they definitely are back. And yeah, catch all the action with them tonight also. And throughout the weekend and every other day and weekend as well, as they bring you all the analysis, all the matchups, all the mashups, all the live commentaries and all of that as far as the games are concerned. Not just the EPL, the La Liga, the Serie A, basically the Ligue 1. Yep, Ligue 1, definitely. The whole world is going to be concerned very much about the French Ligue 1 this season. What with Messi making a move to PSG. So it promises to be a fantastic season. Don't miss out on anything as long as you're listening to the Sports Gang on 92.3 Nigeria Info. And all the latest from Arsenal you can catch from yours truly. Welcome once again. It's not a Friday. And from now till about 7 o'clock, we keep the conversation going. And unsurprisingly, the messages are pouring in. Arsenal lovers definitely are sending the messages in already. This one goes, the Arsenal moment is back. Can't wait to see our first victory of the new season. Damiete Ereko Sima sent that in. Yes, indeed, everyone's been longing. Everyone has missed hearing the Arsenal anthem. You know, the people have missed it. The people have been longing for it. The people have desired it. And when the people ask for it, you have to give the people what the people want. Hence the Arsenal moment. I'm sure you enjoy that. And of course, look out for a lot more of that throughout the course of this season. So 8 p.m. kickoff time, Brentford against Arsenal. Arsenal being the team to back the first 3 points of the new season tonight. Watch out for that one. So, as far as today's conversation is concerned, let's take a look at what we're discussing on the show today. Several matters are lined up. I do have side comments coming up in a moment, random stories and random thoughts, which will not be discussed tonight, of course. And after that, I do have a rant as well. Something in my mind. I'll express some thoughts in it and hope to get your thoughts in mind till 4 p.m. But before we've got the business news coming up, yes, we do. And after that, do local governments still exist in Nigeria? Are they thin or just some? Are they functional? How relevant are they, or do they just exist? Well, obviously they exist. I mean, constitutionally they do, but how relevant really are they? We'll look at this in the 4 o'clock hour on the show today, and we'll discuss several other matters. Politics 2023 as it approaches. My guest, Dr. Chidi Lloyd, chairman of MOA Local Government Area. Relevance, our local governments still a relevant tier. You know, we've got 3 tiers. You know, we've got federal, we've got state, we've got local. Are they still a relevant tier in the country? We'll look at that in the 4 o'clock hour. That takes us to 5 o'clock. 5, we've got the news updates coming up. And are Nigerian doctors playing God? Are they? Well, someone seems to think so. Someone definitely thinks so. Don't compete with God. Ingigate cancels striking doctors. You can find that story in the Punch newspaper. But let's take a look at it somewhat. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, has cancelled striking doctors in the country to be humble and carry themselves with dignity, rather than play God or compete with God. Now, Ngige gave the advice while speaking at the second summit of Medical Elders Forum on Thursday in Abuja. Now, the news agency of Nigeria reports that the forum organized by the Africa Health Budget Network had as its theme, Medical Profession, a look into the past, present and future. Now, Ngige expressed his concerns over the state of health nationwide and opined that the medical profession was in danger. Quote, he said, at no time in the history of the NMA and the Medical Association was I seeing our association and our profession ever been in danger as I'm seeing them now. Many people will not see it, but from where I'm sitting and standing, I can see danger ahead. We are one of the oldest professions on earth, metamorphosing from natural and traditional healers to take away pain from people and consequentially save lives. We don't create lives, God creates. We only preserve people's lives through the act of God. In doing so, God has given us some powers. But there's something God does not want. God does not want, when He gives you powers, you use it to try to say that you are like Him or you are competing with Him. God loves you to do that which He has asked you to do, to use that power with humility. Doctors should ask themselves questions. Why is it that it is when your colleagues are in government that you go on the greatest number of strikes? Some of these colleagues were presidents, secretaries general of the Nigerian Medical Association, and even not, Ngige asked. Okay, so we'll look at that. We'll look at that in the 5 o'clock hour after the news update. Don't compete with God. Ngige cancels striking doctors. Are Nigerian doctors playing God when they embark on a strike, especially with the latest strike? So the resident doctors are on strike. The MD Can, MD Can also are. I think they're starting their strike. Is it Monday? The Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria, I think they're starting theirs Monday, I suppose, or something like that. Are they playing God? I'd like to get your take on that in the 5 o'clock hour after the news update. We got headlines 5:30, major news at 6 p.m. and open season afterwards till about 7 when the show comes to an end. So that's the show today. Any changes you will find out, simply stay tuned. But for now, we keep the ball rolling. Yep, keep the ball rolling. Well, maybe pun intended. Keep the ball rolling with today's side comments, random stories, random thoughts that I came across, which will not be discussed right now, definitely later on during the open season segment. I'll take your thoughts on those at that time. Soil testing is ongoing at the Eleme or Nest section of the East-West Road ahead of the road construction or reconstruction next week Monday. An official with the company constructing the road told our correspondent the soil test started on Monday. Now, he said materials for the road construction are already at the construction yard and more equipment will be brought in soon. Let's hear what this worker had to say about this situation.
When the soil testers don't bring their reports to the office, then surveyor will start their measurements. Now, we are waiting for next week when this will round up their own. And now, people they holler, why not do the what we do? You know, say after survey, so it will be like 1 week or 2 weeks to evacuate any available property there. Now, they will start one lane first, people over there, other will be the pass. Then they will start for Tilapa to Refinery Junction.
Now, remember, all of this comes after a 7-day protest by Edeme and other Ogoni communities over the bad state of that section of the East-West Road. Now, the project was suspended, the protest, was suspended 10 days ago after the federal government released 2.5 billion naira for the repair of the road and another 2.5 billion naira compensation for property owners. All right, so I guess it did pay off after all. My only regret was information which, there were canopies. From what I hear, it was like a carnival. There were goats, there was bulle, there was yam, maybe cow meat as well, ishewu. I didn't get a chance to have any of that. That's my only regret. Life is not fair, really, But the good thing is that the road is going to be fixed, at least from all indications, and the process has commenced already. That's a good thing. So, and by the way, to any other person or community who's planning to block some major road to get government to do something, when you set up your canopies and you're buying those goats or cows, please remember me. Just remember me. Very important. So let's see, what has caught my attention on the news today? Governor Issam Wike says allocation of basic social amenities to states should be devoid of politics. The governor said this while receiving firefighting equipment donated to the state by the federal government at Government House in Port Harcourt. He said the equipment will help to protect lives and property in the state. Let's hear what His Excellency had to say about this this non-politicization of allocation of basic social amenities. Let's hear what the governor had to say about that one. All right, here we are.
So I commend all of you that you have not played politics in everything. You know, in this country today, everything we do is politics. Nobody wants to do the right thing. If I don't belong to the same political party with you, you are not supposed to benefit. And that is what has taken our country backward. And we ought to complement each other. Politics, political parties are vehicles that take us to where our destination and we move from there. It's unfortunate here, if I don't belong to the ruling party, that state must not benefit. Let me assure you that we'll do what we can do for you to support the fire service.
Okay, Your Excellency, I don't know if the federal government or the Minister of Interior did not donate fire service equipment to River State now because of politics. And maybe they've repented, that's why they're doing that now. But I want to ask a question. Why don't we have functional fire service stations in all the local governments in Rivers State? Is that politics also? I'm just asking. Just asking for a friend, Your Excellency. You know, these friends that I have sometimes, they keep asking me questions. And I tell them, you know what, I will ask His Excellency. So on behalf of these friends, troublesome, meddlesome friends of mine, I'm asking right now, why don't we have functional fire service stations in every local government area in Rivers State? Is that politics also? Is the federal government responsible for this as well? Is the APC-led federal government holding back funds for us to have functional fire service stations in every local government council in Rivers State? All right, just asking once again. And consultants at UPTH will join the planned nationwide strike by the Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria starting on Monday. Chairman of the Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria, UPTH, Chukwemeka Agi, said the federal government is yet to increase their salaries despite working multiple jobs. Oh my goodness, this is not great. This is not great at all. So, but let's hear what he had to say.
When you become a lecturer in the university, your salary drops. When you're only employed in the hospital, what you're being paid is greater than the individual who is working both in the university and in the hospital. It doesn't make sense. So we're asking for some appreciation for what we do and to say, look, this is an anomaly. It shouldn't happen that you do two jobs and then you earn less than the payment for one job.
All right, so like I say, it's a bad situation. The resident doctors are on strike. The consultants are going to go on strike as well. I mean, it's bad enough already, and it's only going to get worse with this. You know, it's only going to get worse. I wonder if the Minister of Labour or the Minister of Health, I think his name is Ehanire, I think, or the Minister of Labour, Ngige, are going to threaten to sack all of them, or are going to threaten no work, no pay, because they do that with the resident doctors. I just wonder what the narrative would be. You know, with resident doctors, you know what the narrative is going to be. You know what the response time is going to be like. You can script it. They never fail to follow the script. But with the consultants, now that's tricky. That's tricky because these are senior doctors. These are specialists. It's tricky. I confess, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that one's going to play out. I'm not certain. So I must take notes this time around with this one. I have to take notes with this one to see how they're going to handle this. These are not resident doctors. They're on a different level. You know, they're several. You know, on a different dimension, maybe even. So this one's new for me. So I have to pay close attention to see how the federal government handles this one. But tough times ahead for Nigerians, very tough times ahead for Nigerians, especially Nigerians who can't afford private medical care. Very tough times ahead. But don't worry, the president is in the UK. He's receiving special treatment and special care from his doctors in the UK. And his team of people are there also. They are watching how they are treating the president over there. So they'll come back and bring the vast knowledge from the UK to enrich the medical industry here in Nigeria. So don't worry, they say it's darkest before dawn. The president's people are gathering medical intel from the UK so that when they come here, just unleash it. Health everywhere. Quality health all over the place, In fact, you'll be tired of healthcare by the time the president returns from the UK. So everything will be well. But definitely tough times ahead. And I think I'll be wrapping up the side comments on that note. So that's it for today's side comment. I do have a commercial break. And when I return, today's rant comes up, something in my mind. And I'd like to get your take on it. Do please stay with us.
Are you running late and can't make it down to our Room OC office to book your commercials? Don't worry, because you can take advantage of our marketing office inside Port Harcourt to book your commercials. It is located at Shop 9 Mediatrix of All Graces Plaza, opposite FIR Stadium Road, Port Harcourt. You can also call our sales rep on 0817 001 8162. That's 0817 001 8162.
And now, Hard Facts. Hard Facts with Dayo.
Hello, welcome back. It is Hard Facts 91.3 Nigeria Info and Port Harcourt. I'm Dayo. 29 to go before 4 o'clock, and I'd like to rant for just a bit. I've got something in my mind, and I've expressing some thoughts in it, and you're very welcome to express your thoughts and my thoughts all the way till 4 p.m. Now, I'd like you to imagine this scenario. Imagine this scenario, and imagine that a journalist, it doesn't matter, maybe a print journalist or a broadcast journalist, or a journalist, or even new media, is interviewing some politician. And I wish I had a prop here right now that I could use. For those of you who are watching, by the way, we're live on facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH, and live on YouTube as well. Just search for Nigeria Info PH. I wish I had a prop I could use. Okay, I could use this. Sometimes if you're watching the news on TV, for example, you find journalists who put some mobile device, sometimes with their phone. The phone, to record the interview basically. So this works, yeah. So the interviewing, imagine you have journalists, or one in particular, or maybe a few actually, interviewing some journalists over some election matter. There was a case of maybe vote buying, ballot box snatching, some, the usual elections in Nigeria. We're not agree, something like that. So what's your party now going to? Is your party going to take this line low? How are you going to? And then they stretch the device to the honorable to talk, and the honorable is talking, and say, you see, we are about the people, and we're all about the people, and we're going to obey the Constitution, and we will not stand for the mandate of the people to be stolen from them. We will not take it. And then imagine that while that interview is going on, and the honorable is explaining what they always explain, the phones of the journalists ring. They probably using their devices to interview honorable, and simultaneously, or one after the other, almost immediately, their phones ring, and they all put the phones to the air and say, "Honorable, please, 1 minute." And then they all listen, and they say, and then they start shouting, "Start the ballot box! Start it now! Start the box! Snap! Wait, comrade has won. No, now I can comrade win. Start it! See, where are you people now? Where, secretariat. Call union at zone now. Zone D union. Call zone D. Tell them to gather. Snatch, destroy it. Snatch the box. I say snatch it. Don't worry, we are behind you. Snatch it. Have you snatched it? Snatch it, oh. Comrade Tawana must not win that election. Snatch it. Don't worry. Let's finish it. Honorable will be there now. And then once. Okay. Honorable, sorry. So why do politicians snatch ballot boxes? Can you give us an answer to that? Our readers would like to know. Why you politicians snatch ballot boxes. Just imagine what the response of the honorable is going to be. But guess what? Whilst what I just narrated right now might seem, within the confines of fiction, or might seem fictitious, maybe it isn't entirely fictitious, because we are seeing a real-life depiction of that fictitious episode that I just played out. Now, this was on our news earlier. The 7th Triennial Delegates Conference of the Nigeria Union of Journalists in Rivers State did not end well. This led the group to the police commissioner's office in Port Harcourt. It was so bad they had to drag themselves. They had to drag themselves to CP's office. Now, a statement signed by the Credential Committee Chairman and Secretary Victor Otiu and Agboka Umeda said some resolutions were taken in the office of the CP Friday Agboka. After the national president of NUJ, Chris Ejigozu, I think, told the commissioner that he's not mandated the zonal vice president, Edward Ogude, to conduct an election nor take any action during yesterday's conference. So NUJ people dragged themselves to CP's office over who was going to occupy office, over who was going to dissolve, whatever leadership, conduct of elections or not. They dragged themselves to CP's office. Like, as if they were, like, no offense to market women. I think that market women might even be able to comport themselves even better. So I'm going to leave market women out of this. Oh, NURTW, that's better. Let's use that. Let's use NURTW, because whenever they want to change leadership, it's always occasions with crisis, mayhem, anarchy and chaos. By the way, my mother's market women, I apologize to you once again for attempting to compare the NUJ to you. My deepest, sincerest apologies for that once again. NURTW, there's no love lost between us. So yeah, more like NURTW. Or like the average honorable or excellency. They have to drag themselves to the CP's office. Now, chief among the resolutions is that the dissolution of the State Executive Council, led by Job Stanley, is null and void, since Mr. Agude was not authorized to represent the national body at the 7th Triennial Delegates Conference. Yes, he's I can imagine how the conference will go. He's usurping the position. He's usurping. He cannot represent. No! You don't hear what he's usurping. No, come off it, come off it. I said come off it. Now, the statement also said the Credential Committee should liaise with the national body of NUJ and fix a new date for the conduct of a peaceful and transparent election. Why not just go to court? That would be interesting. You know what's going to make this scenario better? They should go to one court in one of the factions should go to a court in Jigawa Magistrate Court and get an order, and then the other one will not go to Magistrate Court in Ubibu, if there's one there, and get their own order. Then from there, the one that went to Jigawa will not move to High Court in Abuja. Then Ubibu will now go to High Court in Lagos. That's the only thing that's missing in all of this right now, if you ask me. Yeah. So a new date for the conduct of a peaceful and transparent election. Peaceful and transparent indeed. Now, it further added that all contending issues surrounding the delegates list be resolved before the election. Yes. Like I said, the only thing that's missing right now is conflicting judgments of court. That's the only thing that's missing to make this a perfect scenario. And then you start hearing... I'm sure, by the way, these interviews will also be conducted by other journalists as well. Quite ironic, right? Now you hear all you see what I'm holding here? This is a court judgment. Let me show you the judgment of the court. Let me show you. No, they say that no, we are journalists. We are journalists. See, look at what justice said. So you have a copy of it with you. Don't you have a copy there? I brought a whole carton of copy loads here now. You have a copy with you there. Look at what the judgment. Look at it. What am I saying? That's what we are as journalists. We are supposed to be upholding the ethics. As journalists, we come up on policy. Come off it. Come off it. Well, the leaders of the two factions, also now a chairperson, Tai Chapel chairman, zonal vice president, zonal secretary, they all at the meeting when these resolutions were reportedly taken after they had dragged themselves to CP's office, like NURTW members. Like I said, the only thing remaining right now is conflicting court judgment. And fingers crossed, we just might get there. We might get there at some point, conflicting court judgments. It's sad. It's very sad. It's extremely unfortunate indeed. But those are the times, I suppose, when those who are regarded as the fourth estate of the realm, those who, when everything else falls apart, are supposed to serve as the beacon, as a shining example, a guiding light, if you will, a reminder to the people that there once was a country and we can get back that lost glory. But it doesn't matter. Do not lose faith still. As I'm speaking to you, the Nigerian, do not lose faith still. It doesn't matter what goes on with the NUJ. Yes, there was a country, but we are going to relive those times again. Whatever it is the Honourables and Excellencies do, whatever it is, that the NUJ or some persons in the NUJ do, it doesn't matter, regardless. It's up to us, really. It's up to us as individuals. It's up to you. You have a responsibility to enlighten yourself, to seek knowledge, to make the right choices, irrespective of what your pastor does, irrespective of what your party leader does, irrespective of what your political leader does, irrespective of what your parents do, irrespective of even what the NUJ does, you have a responsibility to make choices that will improve your life. I urge you to do that. I urge all of us to do that. As for the NUJ, don't worry, shall see them in court. On that note, I end my rant. Thanks for listening. I hope I didn't bore you. Any thoughts in my lecture? Numbers to the same lines are open. We got 0817-923-0002 or 0003. That's 0817-923-0007. Live on Facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH. WhatsApp is on 0809-0306416. Please keep it brief and straight to the point. And once a call is answered, do please turn down the volume of your radio set. It's very important that to do so, else we cannot have ourselves a conversation. Wait, am I live on Facebook? Just a moment, I need to confirm that. I did mention that a while ago. I'll confirm that in a moment. Well, let's see what's happening via. Do I say okay? I am live on Facebook. Yeah. So on Facebook. Let's take Chris now. Chris on the line. Hello, Chris. You're welcome. Please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Dayo, good evening.
Go ahead.
You see, I was just surprised to hear that NUJ are like our honorables. You see, this is just a small test. You see, I want to say that nobody is free from this hustling and bustling kind of doing things. But if it was done by politicians, you people here will be discussing it, taking the whole day to discuss about it. But look at it now. So who is better than who in this case? I'm asking.
Oh, good to hear from you. Emmanuel from Burakiri, hi, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Dayo.
Go ahead.
God bless you for this comment. Dayo, I have a contribution to make.
I presume you do.
I really want to thank God for kind of person like you and your courage to treat this matter. You know, let me put it this way. There is one thing my father always told me when he was alive. You see, in their time, there are things big man doesn't like to put eye. And there are things that belong to poor people and there are things that belong to big man. But at these days, whatever that concerns big man, he wants to put eye. The one that does not concern him, he wants to put eye. You can imagine that a whole journalist, that is the eye of the people, are conducting election. They cannot give themselves a credible election. And the thing has become politicized. And I don't know how to put this matter. But it's a pity.
Yeah, it is.
You know, I want to encourage you, keep on doing what you are doing and your people. I remember something of this matter some time ago. When a person was in a radio station on interview, before you know what happened, a government official broke into a station, which is a high, you know, I don't know how to put it. It's disengaged of rule. Broke into the station and paralyzed the interview with that young man, which is against rules and regulations, against the journalist ethics. But everything these days boils down on money. It's a shame, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right, so you're welcome. I've got Henry from Eagle Island. Hi, Henry, go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon, Dayo.
Good day.
It's actually terrible. It's a bad taste in the mouth to imagine. But we also know that we are Nigerians, and that is why we are the way we are. And those people actually represent the larger part of what our society has become in this 21st century, not minding what their responsibility should be to the society. And the other thing you forgot to mention when you were talking about this is to also imagine that the judgments are going to come from courts that have coordinate jurisdiction, and you can cite the document that is handy. To also imagine that the court, the judgment lacks merit and is dead on arrival, and this is a judgment that we should say that is academic exercise.
It's a fraudulent judgment. It is a fraudulent.
It is. Everybody just think everybody can just go to any court and get judgment. This is the authentic judgment at hand. You can see this is evidence on paper. That is why we are even journalists in the first place. Now we're standing as stupidity. It's sad. It's sad to imagine that people can degenerate this law, and yet We want people to listen to us, and we want to stand as representatives to this noble profession. Please take it and put the bad taste in the mouth.
Quite a bad taste indeed. Via Facebook, Michael Lucas here goes, good, doing a great job over there. Kudos to you. Well, the NUJ should be responsible enough in how they handle some of their issues because we're watching them. Thank God Atibu goes, will you blame the politicians for their misfortune? Oh, well. Christopher Dokubo goes, these are not the conventional politicians but have chosen to do things like the conventional politicians in the Nigerian society. Which section is going to get it right? NUJ, the Medical Association, NBA, Student Union, even landlordship associations and so on, often associated with conflicting reports whenever they are to elect new leadership. I see greed in the average Nigerian man. All right. Relish goes, good afternoon, I would never seem to get anything done right in this country. Organizations that ought to look after the interests of its members and the general public have gone rogue, from the NLC to the NBA, NUPENG, now NUJ, factions everywhere. In Nigeria these days, we have factional parents. The NUJ is a disgrace, like most organizations in Nigeria. That's very sad. That's sad for me to read and say, but anyways. Godfrey Elekwachi goes, very unfortunate indeed. Everything in Nigeria has been politicized because of greed and personal aggrandizement. The executive, legislators, judiciary, and now the media. All right, let's see what's happening via WhatsApp. These people who drag themselves to the CP's office have a dream to one day become either honorable or an excellency. So they're just repositioning themselves and practicing ahead. All right. When it comes to election in Nigeria, every sector is the same. That's from Patrick. Good dial. In this case, now the journalist, where do we go from here? I'm sad. That's from Bride from Port Harcourt. Oh, earlier on, I read a message from Annie. Those people who drag themselves to the CP's office have a dream to one day become either an honorable or an excellency. So they're just repositioning themselves and practicing ahead. That's from Annie. I'm not sure I mentioned that. Being lawless automatically comes with being a Nigerian. We hear issues like this between clergymen in church too. I won't be surprised if I hear Dio and Enoho dragging ballot boxes in the office over who will be director tomorrow. We're all Nigerians, and unfortunately, we are the same. That's some John Promise. Okay, I'll simply say, John, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to get defensive today. No, I'm not. But I'm 100% certain that you would never hear anything remotely close to that happening. That's it. Also via WhatsApp, Dyer, who's going to watch the watchdog? The journalists are supposed to be the watchdog of the nation, but when their tendencies are no different from those of the politicians, what moral rights do they have to interrogate the acts of politicians and Asa Mostin? And that's a very good question. So one of these people who have dragged themselves, or some of these people who have dragged themselves to CP's office tomorrow, will then put a midget in front of honorables or an interview on radio or TV and say, so, Your Excellency, why can't your party just get it right? Why can't your party conduct primaries? Why can't your party? What is wrong with a democratic you know how when a journalist, especially broadcast journalists, when they feel like they're asking some question that 200 million people want to know the answer to, there is this air. It's like you breathe in extra oxygen and you become puffed up, and then the voice becomes has a slightly higher pitch to it. So honorable, why can't your party conduct credible primaries? I mean, the people would like to know about internal democracy. Internal democracy within your party. Oh my. The phone lines are still open, by the way. Number to call 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003. and 0817-923-0007. Back to WhatsApp. We're indeed in a season of things fall apart. When I was an undergraduate, the election of the National Association of Nigerian Students was characterized by gunshots. Oh my. These are sad times. Good afternoon, Dar. It's a shame indeed that NUJ could be dragged into politics. As I said, its remaining court judgments, the Chronicle, Ihaichuku set that one in. Someone from the Port Harcourt International Airport sent this in. It was once said that the judiciary is the last hope of the common man. Now it is no more. Journalism is being touted as the only viable option and mouthpiece of the suffering masses. Maybe now it is also capitulating. I've got David on the line from D-Line. Hello, David. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Dio.
Hi, go on.
It's so unfortunate that those who the responsibility of holding government accountable according to Section 52 of our Nigerian Constitution are behaving unreasonably. It's a thing of shame. I ask myself the question, why can't we have our professional bodies leading the way in the elections by doing what the NBA, the Nigerian Bar Association, did with the last election that produced Olumide Akpata as the national president and the other executives, which was electronic? Do we have to be physical all the time, the electorate be present all the time? Can't we have a register where every registered member of the NUJ in Rivers chapter, because it's not national, it's just Rivers State, Rivers chapter, can log into the portal and they will have every member that has a code. We have a unique code to log into that portal and then do the election. And to save us time, to save us security, money for paying security, at least there would have no need for us to be invited by the almighty CP to his office. Yeah. It's unfortunate. And I think what is happening is that politicians who lose out in their primaries for House of Assembly members easily run to the NUJ. For them to be groomed there or have to be public administrators before they come to the office because they want to gain experience. So please, politicians, to leave our political, our professional bodies alone and speak to politics. Thank you.
David, great to have you. You're welcome. Interesting comment there via WhatsApp. Quite interesting, really. Dial, the CP will be laughing at those journalists with one side of his mouth and say, if it were to be the police now, you people will open your mouth wide and set your cameras focused to talk down on us. And that's an interesting comment, really. I imagine, I'm trying to imagine the conversation at Force Headquarters, Moscow Road, after the NUJ leaders left Moscow Road. I'm trying to imagine the conversation. Maybe, allegedly, I don't know for a fact, maybe the CP will be there and say, Omoni, come. The PRO, call Omoni for me, let him come. Maybe, where is he? I say, oh, he just stepped out. Call him, ask him to come back. Omoni, see your people. I don't know your people. Media people. So if when he cracked him now, make one mistake now, they'll be coming here to say what happened. To tell them what happened. Why is the police not standing for justice? Why is the police not doing justice? Why is the police not ensuring justice? The police. Money, see your people. So they cannot conduct election and stand for justice and equity and fair play. Okay. Also via WhatsApp, very soon NUJ will start sharing rice, beans, face caps and t-shirts. That's from Bright. Good evening, Dial. Thank you for making my day. Please, how do I send you a boneless issue with Uba? And that's going to be a tricky one. If it could be delivered, we have delivery services these days. That can be worked out. But a bottle or two would be nice. Oh my. Good afternoon, Doc. Don't be surprised if someone tells you that some honorables are behind what happened. The NUJ officials have sponsors. Okay, all right. Well, Dio, in times like this, only one scripture comes to mind. If the foundations be destroyed, what can the righteous do? That's some Newton Akira. I do have to write this all right now. Via Facebook, Ernest Mezalika goes, strange what journalists are as well, Nigerians who relate with politicians. But in all, if the eyes go blind, the darkness becomes chief. Please stay independent for our sake. Oh well. In spite of the bad taste this leaves in our mouth, I'm sure that I have no doubts that there are brilliant journalists out there who are doing a great job and are playing their roles. We've had the media has played, and I must say this as I wrap up this conversation. The media has played crucial roles, very crucial roles, pre-independence, independence, post-independence, through the military dictatorship era, even critical to our getting to remove yourself, enlighten yourself, seek knowledge, and make informed decisions. After which, Dr. Chidilo, Chairman, MO, Local Government era, joins me to discuss the relevant